Hello and welcome to BookPal. You have stumbled across an easier and more profitable way to get your book published. We can make your dream of becoming a published author come true, just like we have helped thousands of others achieve their dreams. Here's the good news. You may actually be in a better place than 99% of published authors because your book's not been published yet. The bad news is, until you get the right specialised knowledge and support, the chances are high that you'll make the same mistakes other authors make that keep their books forever in obscurity. The first step in avoiding these errors in approach and judgment is to identify them. So go ahead and grab your notepad and study these 7 mistakes most authors make. 1. You may be missing your destiny because you think, the way to become a successful author requires a traditional publishing contract. Actually, to be a successful author, you need to be published and sell lots of books. This idea that the way to do it is by getting the interest of a publishing house is out of date. Like the idea of getting a good education to get a good job and work there for the rest of your life for a good retirement. Those days are over, if they ever even existed. In fact, you may know about this, but the traditional publishing system isn't particularly good at selecting good books or making them successful. In fact, they tend to offer a contract to one of 2 types of authors. The ones who are already famous as a celebrity, or the ones who are publishing a 2nd, 3rd, 5th, etc. book after having started with alternative publishing and having sold a lot of books. Are you famous like the Kardashians or already a best-selling author? If not, the chances of you getting published after a modest, almost embarrassing really, advance is about 1 in 100. And the truth is, even if this is a goal of yours, it's not the best path to a traditional publisher. Look at it this way. If self-publishing was the method to getting a great publishing contract for big names like Mark Twain, Kim McCosker and Rachel Birmingham of 4 Ingredients, John Grisham, Amanda Hocking, Stephen King and James Redfield of the Celestine Prophecy, self-publishing may be good for you too. 2. You may be missing your destiny because you think the value and success of a book is directly related to its length. This trap prevents authors from attaining success for 2 reasons. First, it keeps you writing longer rather than getting to the point of having people buy and read your work. Second, it just doesn't bear out in reality. You see, most successful authors revise their books several times, each time making it shorter and more concise. The shorter book is often the better book, and people value a short book because they can see themselves reading it. Find it hard to believe? Well, consider these bestsellers. Who Moved My Cheese has only 100 pages and sold 11 million copies. Life's Little Instruction Book has 6,500 words and it sold 9 million copies. What Most Successful People Do Before Breakfast has only 35 pages and is a worldwide bestseller. 3. You may be missing your destiny because you think only perfect books go to press. The 3rd deadly mistake made by authors and future authors just like you is to try and make the book perfect the first time round. The truth is, even as the author, you cannot know which of your ideas are going to ignite among the people. There comes a point after maybe the 2nd or 3rd revision when you'll benefit most from shifting your focus to publicity and promotion of your book, rather than making it perfect. In fact, your readers will joyously let you know where the few problems remain because they love your ideas and want you to be successful. For example, Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which was in the New York Times bestseller list for years, was riddled with mistakes. Yet he has published 15 books and sold over 26 million copies of his books. And, for the sticklers, the community of his readers helped him ferret out the errors with each printing. So how do you make changes after you have already published your book? The good news is, with BookPal, you can always upload new revisions of your book for a small fee, rather than republishing it. 4. You may be missing your destiny because you think, it's my job to write and the publisher's job to promote. There's no bigger mistake than this. After putting in all the effort to get published, suffering those countless rejection letters, pouring out the words of your soul and getting everything just right, unprepared or unsophisticated authors sit back and do nothing, thinking it's the publisher's job to promote their book. No. In most cases today, the publisher considers it their job to print books. It's your job to promote them. If you do nothing after your book is published, I can guarantee you one thing. Nothing will happen. 5. You may be missing your destiny because you think, my book will sell itself. Did you know that the number one reason authors fail is because after they publish their book, they sit back and do nothing about it? The sad fact is, too many authors write a book and leave zero consideration or capital for marketing their books. Every successful author will try and get as much publicity and advertising for their book as possible. Without a marketing budget for your book, it's like trying to get to your destination in a car that doesn't have any petrol. The good thing is that BookPal incorporates marketing services in all of our packages to give your book the exposure it needs. 6. You may be missing your destiny because you think bestseller books are the best books rather than the best marketed books. I agree, your book must be well written to have any chance of becoming a bestseller, and that's why we always recommend copy editing your book. But did you know having a well-written book is only one part of the bestseller equation? The second part is all about marketing, and that's where so many self-publishers fail. They invest all their time and money in crafting the perfect book and then skimp on finding a good publishing service company that can offer them good worldwide distribution and marketing. Their books end up being the best kept secret, forever. 7. You may be missing your destiny because you think, I'll get rich off book sales from my one book. How many one-hit book wonders have made authors very successful and famous? Yes, very few. The truth about the matter is, a one-hit wonder is not going to make you successful. So if you have a business, make sure your products or services can be sold as a lead-on from your book. For example, Robert Kiyosaki sells a fee-paying membership to his website, games and seminars. J.K. Rowling made a lot of money from her books, but even more money from film rights through her Harry Potter series. At the very least, plan for sequels or a series of books as the back end to your first book. Every successful author has more than one book to their name. Guess how many books Agatha Christie wrote and published? The answer? 66 books. Is it any wonder she is the best-selling novelist of all time with over 4 billion copies of her books sold? Guess how many books your regular unsuccessful author writes? 1. So think beyond one book. Think bigger and you will be rewarded. Are you ready to take the first step to becoming an author? If so, simply register now on the right of your screen. We will give you our free book on self-publishing, worth $27. You'll also join over 13,000 Australian writers who get our weekly Insider Tips newsletter on writing and book marketing, worth $99 per year. It's all free if you sign up now. See you on the inside.